Parenchyma differs from collenchyma in. They both are simple permanent tissue. In this question, you have to identify the statement which is true for parenchyma but which is not true for collenchyma. Okay, the parenchyma possess isodiametric cells with cellulosic cell wall. This is true for parenchyma, which differentiate parenchyma from collenchyma. So this is correct. Collenchyma do not have isodiametric cells. Okay, parenchyma differs from collenchyma in being living in nature. Both parenchyma and collenchyma are living in nature. So this is true for both. So this option is incorrect, as we cannot differentiate parenchyma from collenchyma on the basis of living nature. Okay, so we can rule out this option. Parenchyma differs from collenchyma in being highly refractile due to secondary thickening on cell wall. No, this statement is true for collenchyma. Collenchyma is highly refractile due to the presence of pectin and the secondary thickening on cell wall. So this option is incorrect for parenchyma and true for collenchyma. So this option is ruled out. Parenchyma differs from collenchyma in presence of well-developed nucleus. Well-developed nucleus is present in both parenchyma as well as collenchyma. So you cannot differentiate parenchyma from collenchyma in presence of well-developed nucleus. So this option is ruled out. So out of these four, you can differentiate parenchyma from collenchyma tissue in possessing isodiametric cells with cellulosic cell wall. Parenchyma possess isodiametric cells, whereas collenchyma do not have isodiametric cells. So answer to this question is option number 1. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 170. Read the following statements and find out the correct statements. In this question, you have to identify the correct statements. Tracheids are elongated or tube-like cells with thin and lignified walls and tapering ends. Tracheids are elongated. They are tube-like cells. True. They are thin. No. They have thick and lignified walls and they have tapering ends. They have thick lignified walls. They have tapering ends. They are elongated or tube-like cells, but they do not have thin walls, they have thick walls. So this statement is incorrect. Moving on to statement B. Statement B states that vessel elements are interconnected through perforations in their common walls. This is true, that vessels members are interconnected through perforations in their common walls. Common walls में perforations है जिसके through these are interconnected. Okay, so this is true. Statement C states that xylem fibers are always septate. No, xylem fibers may or may not be septate. They can be septate as well as aseptate. So this is incorrect. So out of these three, A, B and C, only B statement is correct. So answer to this question is option number 1. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 118. Identify the statements as true or false. There are certain statements are given in this question and आपको identify करना है इनमें से कौन सी true है और कौन सी false है. Xylem fibers are components of xylem in all categories of vascular plants. This is true. सभी vascular plants में xylem fibers are present. Advanced angiospermic families like Winteraceae, Trochodendroaceae do not have vessels. These families, Winteraceae, Trochodendroaceae and Tetracenteraceae, they do not have vessels, but these are not advanced angiospermic families. They are primitive angiospermic families. So this option is ruled out. So this is false statement. Sieve tubes and companion cells are ontogenetically related and are called sister cells. This is very true that they are ontogenetically related and they are called as sister cells. The cytoplasm of a mature sieve tube occurs in the form of thin living layer along the inner side of the cell wall. This is true. So out of these four, first is true, second is false, third is true, and fourth is true. So after analyzing all the options, option number 2 is correct. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 119. Question number 119 says, in a transverse section, the protoxylem of root and the metaxylem of stem respectively appear. We know that in the case of root, there is exact arrangement of protoxylem. That means metaxylem is towards the center and protoxylem is towards the periphery. Protoxylem towards the periphery. Whereas in the case of stem, protoxylem is towards the center and metaxylem is towards the periphery. Metaxylem is towards the periphery. This is the case of stem and this is the case of root. So, in a transverse section, protoxylem of the root towards the periphery and the metaxylem of stem towards the periphery respectively appear. Peripheral and peripheral, correct. Peripheral and central, no. Central and peripheral, no. Central and central, no. So by this, answer to this question is option number 1. I hope you are clear. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 120. Find the incorrect statement with respect to trichomes. Trichomes, as we all know that they are the epidermal hairs on the stem. They are generally multicellular in the shoot system. This is correct. They are always branched and stiff. No. They can be branched or unbranched. And they can be stiff or soft. So they are not always branched and stiff. They can be branched, they can be unbranched, they can be stiff, and they can be soft. So this option is ruled out. They have secretory role. They may have secretory role. This is correct. They help in preventing water loss due to transpiration. This is correct. So out of these four, the incorrect statement is option number 2. Okay, I hope you are clear. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 121.